Ooh. Good morning. All right. We're going to be continuing this hand painting. Let's see where we left off, shall we? Hi, Dibs. Morning. Texture paint. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Going up here? Okay. Get yourself. All right. Let's see, what do I want to do with this today? I want to clean that up. What if maybe we plane this out a little bit so it's a less huge of a drop? Not sure. Ooh, I need coffee though. Okay. Strength up. I want to smudge this out. Let's see. This is here. Yeah. The correct layer. There we go. That's what I want. Strength is maybe a bit strong there. Okay. Well, what do I see? A couple of things need fixing for sure. Maybe break up this shape a little. I'm gonna risk putting some cracks in there. Go 2048. Give it some resolution. Nothing crazy. Let's see. Let's see what we want to do here. Think about where I want to put a crack. I still might want to break this shape up more. Here. Just not sure where. Could kind of do the Cynic's kind of pleasing shape route. So it has this nice kind of funnely flow shape to it. think first what I want to do, I want to edit this part. Let's maybe deal with this part right now. So I'm going to use quick edit to do this, chat. Let me just scooch my microphone over. I'm going to turn myself up a smidge so I can move it a little further away. So I stop smacking it with my tablet pen. Okay. Is this the angle I want? Something like that, probably, actually. Something like that. Put a quick edit. Let me turn Photoshop on here. There we go. Create a new layer that I can paint on. Alright. What am I thinking in terms of shapes? I think I want to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of this file. No, I don't want to save it. Because I'm going to fix this little thing here first. I'll show you. I'm going to fix this thing here. It's kind of... making me sad right now, chat. I gotta fix it. I think it's here. It's not there. Okay. Holy moly, yeah. That last session did a lot. Alright. I want to fix this a little bit. So I'm just gonna smudge it out. Maybe not. What do we do here? Do we erase some? Nope. I'm gonna just have to draw over it, I guess. Can we get a nya? Can you get a nya? Sure you can. I'm just gonna take my pen and I'm gonna smooth this out right now. Alright. This I need to, I'm just gonna paint over it. I feel like I may have some tablet issues right now. I'm not sure that my tablet's pen pressure settings are working. I'm not sure about that at all, but we'll find out in a minute. Let me check my settings, chat. Okay, this is input, tablet. Put it on Windows Ink and save. Let's see if that makes a difference. Yes, fixed it. Or save, chat. Alright, let's soften this out some. Feels a little better already. Now, these are both image layers, so I'm going to save quickly. My pleasure. It's my pleasure to make them. Thanks for watching. I'm going to save, and then I'm going to try and merge these two layers down. Hopefully we get a good result. Perfect. Detail pass 1. Okay. Now I can edit these both together. And I think what I'm going to do instead of just the cracks here, I think I want to break this up into more planes. So, This is still making me mad. Right here, so I'm going to smear it out. Kind of looks like butt cheeks right now, but that's okay, chat. It's okay. We knew it was gonna happen. Oof, goodness. It's updating. It's super laggy today. Not normally that laggy. I know some people have complained about it being super laggy though, so maybe it's just catching up to me finally. Alright, have to use my brain now. This does not look right at all. Okay, here's what I think. I think this has to be like it's be much darker in there. That's much too dark. But have it come out like that and then down so that it looks like it cuts off there instead of what it was doing before. That already looks better. The color looks wrong, but that's all right. That is all right. Don't worry about dealing with the particulars of the color later. Pretty interested in just getting my shapes sorted out right now. Doesn't that sound like fun, chat? Sorting out your shapes. Coffee is good. Alright, another thing that's pissing me off is right here. What layer is that on? This one. I don't mind a little highlight there, but I don't want it to be super sharp like that right now. So what layer is that on? Detail pass. Just an accidental brush stroke there. Alright, let's go to high sketch. Blur this out some. I want to smear it a bit. Pull that light in the right direction. Okay, so I don't love this being split up like that. So maybe what we do, a quick edit. I'll do this in Photoshop. Good new layer. Okay. I may start doing this in 4K soon, just to kind of punch up the resolution and get some more detail. In fact, I probably will. I think I'll apply this change and then I'll do that. Yep. Let's see. Bring my opacity down. I just want to pull this out a little to show that it's not totally in shadow. Like that. Let's see what we get. Yeah, okay, I like that better already. Maybe we bring this up here too. Just a bit, round it out. It's too big. Let's do some very basic blending on it right now. Okay. That's a good enough change for now. Let me go back to Blender. Okay, let's apply the change. Save. That was on my high as a sketch, that's fine. It's all getting merged together in the end anyhow. But I'm gonna go in here. And I'm going to smudge this some more. Smear. We can join this all into one layer now. Let's save first. Merge layer down. Okay. Perfect. Now I can edit it all together. It's just another reason why Ucupaint is insanely powerful. There we go. Trying to figure out this here. It's going to be more reflected right there, so it wouldn't quite be that light. But oh, we lost our merge there. That's interesting. Okay, let's get rid of that layer. Make a new layer. This time I'm going to up the resolution. I'll go with 4K because I want some detail here. Probably help if I hit OK. New layer, new image. 4096 by 4096. Okay, here we go. And 1. Detail past 1, refine 1. Okay. 4096, 4096. Okay. Quick edit. We'll go back to Photoshop. There we go. Goodness. All right, let's try that again. It's nicer to have that extra resolution for sure. It's my edge there, it's fine. Okay, I think down here, in here, needs to be a little lighter. But, like, only a smidge. So I'm just gonna go through here with one pass. See, that's already too close to that value, so it needs to be a little darker. It's gonna be just a tiny bit lighter than it is right now. And I'm gonna keep that edge in there so that I can track where I'm wanting the change to happen. And then I'll pull away and see what we get. See if I like the result or not. I can always adjust it with an adjustment layer. Let's I'm gonna make this a little easier on the eyes here. Add in a solid color. There we go. I'll just delete that before I export it again, chat, so that we don't have any issues. Excuse me. But this will just help me see it kind of more like it is in Blender, instead of having that super bright transparency screen in my face. Okay, this is an oddly uniform line, and actually it looks like these two are sharing the same plane right now, so I'm going to cut this in so that it looks like it goes under like it's supposed to, and then I'll make this a little darker. So I'm just going to grab this color. I don't know why I would grab that color. I'll grab this color. I want to make it look like this is going in. Yep. Something like that. And this we can darken up. Interesting. I kind of like that crack there, though. So, what I'll do then... let's just make a little lip here. Okay, let's do that. Erase that. Make a little lip there. Give it a little more detail. There we go. See, now it looks like it catches that light some. Maybe bring this out a little bit. I just don't want that flat shape there. It doesn't look very appealing to me. So I'm just going to break it up a little. And this part here would be catching more light, so I'm going to make it lighter. This is going to cast a shadow. Straight up like that. You can leave it a little darker, but this part I want to be a little lighter. Just as if it's catching the light up there. Not a huge fan of that little detail. Okay, right here. So I think slowly but surely in this process, I'm going to have to, I'm going to knock up this, like bring up this interior value here because it's really, really dark. All right, let's bring this way down. Maybe even too much. I think I just want a little tiny boost in value there. Little tiny boost in value. Oopsies, wrong button. Let me just make sure I'm actually doing the thing I'm supposed to be doing here. I am. Good. Probably a little bit more value and that would be good. I just don't want it to be like very, very, very dark in those crevices, unless I really need that crevice to be pronounced as like super dark. Over that quick. That's better. It's feeling better. Also, putting a little bit of purple in there is going to warm it up. Warm up the shadows. Which is already feeling better. Although, there's not much of a separation between these two now. That's alright. Just a process of refinement, that's all. Maybe I did want it that dark. Alright, step back. We're gonna do a zillion times. I make a mistake, I make a mistake. Alright. That's fine. Okay, so there's a huge concentration of detail on the left here. And almost nothing on the right. So let's fix that a little bit. Give this like that. Here we go. Let's fill that in. Little thing, a little more definition. You should put a Bob Ross wig on your avatar when doing the painting sessions. That's a great idea, DeGray. I'll have to go and track one down. That's funny. Man, I need a little bit of a darker color here. Nothing crazy. Here we go. That's fine. I will go in and clean up that edge at the bottom after. Brush a bit bigger here. Save me some time. Stylized back so I can see what I'm doing. Funny. Okay, so my brightest highlight color is here. Is it? Aside from the edges. This is also way at the bottom, so I feel like maybe I can take this opportunity to make a different shape. Something like that. That'll really catch the light. And then let's bring this shape over. There we go. It looks like it's coming out towards us a bit more. Then we can alter this color just a smidge. You know what I could do actually? Control click that and then go to this layer, and then I won't have to worry about going outside the edges. If I were being a smart monolith, that's what I would do. Let's see. Nope. That actually reads less well than that did. So we're going to keep it like that. Okay. Should I see more of the side of this? Probably. Probably, yes. There should be some, like, some slightly brighter value in there. Especially if it's going to be facing this rock a little. Alright. Let's turn our opacity well down for this one, though. Anyway, let me know if you guys can hear me, okay, chat? Sometimes I turn my head away from the microphone and I mumble. All right, that's still too bright. Here we go. It's a bit better. Something like that. Got it back. What do my eyes see? I know likey. This is still better. Okay, thanks to Gray. Yo necesitas una idea. Let's see. Trying to decide if I'm happy with this kind of straight shape here. I don't think I hate it. But I think it's time to start breaking this shape up. So, let's make our changes. Save them. I'm going to go back over to Blender. And I will hit apply. I'll save. Okay. Create a new layer. Refine do. Okay. And back into Photoshop. Right. Give it another solid color layer. And create a new one to paint on, and we're good to go. Also going to grab that. I think I can view, I can shut off the... I can't remember how to shut off the marching ants. Doesn't really matter. It's fine. Don't want the contextual taskbar though. Alright. Figure out how we're going to break this up. This big teardrop shape here. I need that on right now. I'm going to grab this color. I'm going to start sketching in here. I'm also on the wrong brush. There we go. I thought I was on the right brush. What shape do we want? I don't really want that shape. Let's maybe do like a cleft here. Little cleftykins. Right there. We will push this through there. Kind of disrupt that shape a little bit. Give him a butt chin. I'm going to give the rock a butt chin or Bolty a butt chin. Okay, nice. I don't hate that. From here. That should let me start blocking in some kind of like carving shape here. We're gonna do some pock marks, I think. Direction changes. Just to break up this plane. Let's see. To be a big edge of a plane. Maybe that itself is another plane change also. I'm visualizing, chat. I'm using my brain. My interior crystal lattice. I'm actually taking a sip of coffee, but it sounds better when I pretend I'm thinking. I do not think, therefore I do not am. Okay, so here's my thinking, chat. Top part of this, gotta be dark. I want it to have some sort of trail. Like another part of it is pocked, so let's do this. Just gonna round these off. Giving myself permission to play here, chat. It's gonna look bad until it doesn't. Know what I'm saying? All right. Let's use this. Here we go. Tighten that up some. I think I really need to go in and adjust my tablet settings because I'm barely touching this, and at 70% with touch on, it's still coming through really strong. So that needs to be much darker if I want it to read the way I'm thinking. There we go. All right, and then I will use this to blur it. Sure, we'll blur it. Blurt. I think they had a blend brush. Am I dumb? It's a good chance. It's a good chance, chat. Dodge burn sponge. Man, I could have sworn the color mixer brush tool. What's happening here? Is this the color? Oh. Air. I'm not sure I know how to use this tool. What? 75? Okay, I don't really care about that then. Take me back to me brush and I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Alright, more towards the top here. Something like that. That's better. It's reading now. It's a pockmark. We can bring this. What other planes are facing roughly the same direction? That one. No, that one's going under. Which means this also, actually here, should be a bit lighter. There we go. Make this darker. I do that with the lasso tool now. And then I'll finesse it afterwards. Okay, apparently my hand does not want to draw a straight line today. Does anyone in chat remember how to shut the selection marker off in Photoshop? Do not remember the setting. Also, actually, I just need this to be included in that selection. There we go. Yeah, needed a little bit more oomph there. Do the same thing here. What's happening? There we go. Control D. Control D deselects something. Thank you, though. Control D. So what I'm trying to remember how to do is you can make a selection with the selection box like this, and then you can actually shut the selection. You can shut the selection like marching ants off. How do I do it? How do I do it? It's not guides. Looking through menus, chat. It's really useful for when you just want to see the effect your thing is having without having to look at the selection. Find, isolate, color range, focus area, subject, sky, select a mask, modify, grow similar, transform, edit. Okay, thanks. I'm gonna just do a quick Google here also. I know how to do it in Clip Studio Paint, but Control H. Okay, it's just literally hide. Okay. Control H is the answer. Yep. Perfect. Thanks to Great. Alright. That's perfect. That's exactly what I needed to know. I think I want this to be a little bit darker here. I'll just paint that in. I don't really care if that's too dark or not. I can always knock it back some. Let me just test something here. Okay, I got a decent pressure range right now. All right. Hi, Falak. Yes, I've noticed your comments. I probably will do more tutorials on procedural textures. They're going to be a lot shorter than the last one, though, because that video was a tremendous amount of work, and it's not doing very well. And I think it was kind of just too much in one video. But in the future, I'll just break it up into a couple videos. Make it more manageable. Alright. I think it's time to... This here is facing almost straight upwards. So I'm gonna make it act like it. There we go. And then this one, I think we need to make it a little bit lighter. I don't know if R is bound to rotate on this one automatically or not. My selection skills are feeling very not great today. Not on point today, chat. Alright, let's see. This is why this is useful, because now I can just go back and decide if that's light enough. Great. It needs to be lighter still. Because there are other ones. Like over here, that are facing further down that are lighter than that still, so. Alright. I'm gonna go in here. Okay, these are all actually, these are kind of all very samey sizes. Like this and this and this and this, they're all roughly the same size, which I really don't like. So, we're gonna make one bigger. Like quite a bit. I can worry about this, how this translates around this corner. I'll worry about that later. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Whoa. Oopsies. There we go. Okay, that already reads better. Just because they're not all an identical shape now, right? It makes a huge difference. It was just a tiny change and it made it go from looking pretty unsatisfying to much nicer. I'm sure there's still a ton of room to improve there, but I am very happy with that tiny change. See how that looks from back here. It's way too much. What is happening here? Give me this color. Nice light color. There we go. Let's give it another facet here that's kind of overlapping everything else. have that kind of work more in terms of perspective. Flatter to the view. Let's also, I think we're gonna make a selection here. Let's do the polygonal this time though. Just to save myself some time. Just gonna brighten this top one up because it should be pointing. Yeah, there we go. This one's kind of pointing upwards. Definitely want to break up this shape also. So cut into here. Maybe not directly in the middle, something like that. Just give this a little shadow here. Alright, I can make it really dark right now. I'm not worried about it too much. Maybe not quite that dark, but darker so that I know I'm cutting in there. Just like that. And then I'm going to lighten it up ever so slightly. Now, if I grab this color that's close to pure white, it's not close to pure white, I'm going to lighten it up. That. It's too bright. There we go. There we go. Oopsies. Time to save yet. Alright. What happens, chat? Actually, let's do that. Let's do a quick save. We'll bring it into Blender and then we'll set up our next layer. Let me bring us back over to Blender here. Apply. Save. Create a new layer. Okay. And back into Photoshop. And close that other one. Create our solid color background. Slide it down. There we go. Go here. Create a new layer. We're good to go. Okay. This is better. Check something quick. Yep. Okay. Well, this is very, very smooth for a rock. So I'm thinking it's time to just make some adjustments here. We're going to do this very broadly speaking to begin with. I think I had tried this tactic before, but I wasn't super pleased with it. Bring the flow down somewhere. Oh, I set this to multiply. It's much too dark. Just playing around, chat. Just experimenting right now. See what I want to do. I'm gonna experiment with making some gouges in here. Let's see what we get. Hmm. Okay. Bring that right up to there. Yeah. No. That's a no bueno, chat. Go bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm gonna do at the bottom of this. Maybe what I do, I'm gonna use the white to kind of carve this out again. Just helping me plan out the shapes. So I want some just simple ridges in here too. But I really just want to get the big shapes sorted out first. Use Krita. Krita's not set up with my brushes right now. I may use Krita in the future though. Interesting just jumping into a chat with a command, but I may use Krita in the future. Krita will work just fine for this. Let's see. Okay, I want this down. Just gonna add some shadow to this area here. I'll worry about the tracing outlines later. Let's do this. I'm gonna clean this up now. And I'll use the selection to make sure I don't leave it again. There we go. Control H to hide. I can just paint. I don't have to worry about it going outside that area. Same thing here. A little more saturated, a little darker. Right towards the bottom. Too much, too much, too much. Alright. This is actually going to catch some of this light here. Man, I really need to turn that opacity down. Goodness. So it'll get some of that right there. like only a smidge. That's fine. Let's see. Opacity back. Keep forgetting that Photoshop has the numbers on the top of your keyboard set up such that they control your opacity. So instead of having to adjust it manually, I can just hit kind of the value I want, and it'll work very well. A strange spot there. Okay, here's the question. Do I use the atmospheric perspective trick here? I think we try it. So I want to draw separation between this and that. Forgot I had already had something selected. What? Okay. Change my brush to a soft brush, make it really big, and put the opacity very low. And I'm gonna just touch it on this side. And all I'm doing is giving it a lot more value. Come on. There we go. A lot more value right next to this rock. So that when I do that, you can see it seems more separated. But I don't love that color. Well, let's hide that. Let's see what kind of result we can get. I think I may only have it towards the bottom. It's here. But you can see, every stroke is pulling this out a little bit more. Here we go. Now it actually reads as what I want it to read like. I'd actually just come in here and use this soft brush just to get some more local values where I want them. Bring back in a little extra blue also. That's nice. More around the bottom here. Maybe here. Go back to our other brush. Let's make that one piece. That makes more sense. Let's bring this up a smidge. Make it look like this rock and this one are kind of getting cozy. I may go in and add a different color sort of to the spaces in between the rocks to make it look like it's got sand in between or something like that. All right. Ooh. Okay, let's take a look. Let's give it a little backup here. Looking okay. Don't love this. Maybe we prolong this shelf a little bit. And then what do we do here? Alright, nope. Go here. I'm just gonna use that same atmospheric kind of trick here. I'm just gonna go in here. Go back to my brush. All the way up to the big soft round. Make it really big. Grab a dark color. Let's hide this, zoom out, and then see how it's just cutting that piece out? Because this is it before, chat. You can't tell a difference in the shape of it at all, right? But if I go over here, like if I just touch this, all of a sudden, that part of the rock pops out. And that's just because there's like that local value contrast there. But I am doing it in the wrong spot, so we're gonna back it off. Go back to my brush and I'm gonna make it nice and small. And just make sure it's local to where I want it. Just right in here. That's where it's most important. It's okay. A little darker, more saturated towards the bottom. My selection wasn't the best, so let's actually add to it here. Alright, let's try that. Oh, still not the best. Let's just make a new selection. Come in here. Better. I don't love that little thing though, so I think, what the heck? I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna paint it out. I'm just gonna paint that out. If I want that detail in there later, I can always grab it. How do I want this to go? Let's do this. Cut into there instead. Have it cut into there instead of out. Clean up our edges in a minute. How are we doing for time? An hour and 13. Okay, decent progress, I think. Let's bring it into Blender. There we go. That's nice. That little extra value. Oops. A little extra value in that blue, I feel like helped a lot. Starting to look like a rock. I think the next surface I need to like make decisions about is this one here. I'm very hesitant to change it because I like the overall shape, but I need to put some smaller shapes in it. Maybe just one even, because I like that there's... I may even go in and edit these just because there's nice big rest areas for your eyes. You want those big shapes to take up probably, I don't even remember, what is it, 70, 20, and 10? So 70% big shapes, 20% medium, 10% small. Maybe it's 60, 30, 10, I can't remember. I don't recall off the top of my head, chat. How is everybody today? Anybody working on anything fun? What's everybody using, by the way? Is everybody in Blender? Anybody doing Photoshop, Krita like Julia, or Clip Studio Paint? Let me know. Taking a sip of coffee, chat. Oh. All right. MS Paint. I wouldn't even actually be shocked if you could make something amazing in MS Paint. That wouldn't surprise me in the least, actually. Okay, my concern with this asset, here's the thing. I set a light direction, which is good. So I can always reference that, like if I turn on my direction light here. So I know where the light is coming from. But my concern is that if I was to use this, like if I don't have any export plans for this, but if I did, to put it in an engine, I'm used to making modular assets that I can reuse in like 3D maps. And modular assets are useful because you can spin them around, resize them, scale them, whatever. And they'll still read because they're lit by the environment. But since this is hand painted, it's only going to look like, I guess if it's in an environment where the lighting is consistent, it won't look that strange, but like, it's starting to look like rocks to me. I think I could actually use more contrast on these parts right here. Like, when I look at this from far away, I can tell there's a plane change happening here, but it could be darker. I think I could actually, this needs to be lighter for one, but this could be darker. Product animations in Blender. Post is done in Affinity Photo and After Effects. Nice, I actually have one of those on my portfolio. I animated a energy drink. I love doing product animation in Blender. I didn't do my post in Affinity Photo though. I did it in After Effects also. Or did I do it in Premiere Pro? I can't remember. I do not recall. My memory's not what it used to be, chat. Crystal lattice is deteriorating. Uh-oh. I have to eject one of my lungs. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. The coffee disagreed with me. It almost won. Okay, so this is funny, chat, but bear with me. Okay, look, from this angle, it's looking all right. It's getting there, you know? If we look at this one, oof. Oof. Not looking so hot. Alright. So I think goals for today, finish this area up, decide what we're doing with this area here. I think we're just gonna, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do there. And then this shape also. I think those are the plans for today. So I'm gonna pick an angle. I think we could just come at it. Maybe from here. And then we'll quick edit. Back into Photoshop. There we go. I do not like looking at a big bright white screen. I don't love that at all. It feels very bad on my eyeballs. What are you working on, Scoot? I know you're sculpting, but what, though? That is the question. Affinity Photo is a solid substitute for Photoshop, and it crashes less. I have been told by several people that Affinity Photo is good. So I may have to investigate it at some point. But for right now, I have Photoshop because of my work. I need it for work, so. Let's hide this and back up and see what we get in terms of value. Okay, don't hate it. That's definitely a better value transition, I think. It's maybe a bit extreme, but okay, I keep drawing outside the lines. I'm also drawing on the wrong layer. Did I do all of that on the wrong layer? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, chat. I'm gonna have to merge them. I'm going to have to merge my layers, chat. Oh no. There we go. I'm just gonna lighten this up a bit. It seems pretty drastically dark there, so. These white lines are not helping me at all. I have to tell you. Working on social media posts and rendering. Haven't started sculpting the giant cat mount yet. Ooh, well, I'm excited for when you do. I'm actually just going to close out these changes, chat. And I'm going to re-import because I don't want to take the chance that I lose anything further on because I painted on the wrong layer like a Goomba. Okay. I want a safe layer now. I'm going to polygonal lasso this. You know what? I'm actually gonna get rid of these white lines because now that I have the kind of plane change values in there, I don't really need them as much. Just gonna knock them back. I can worry about the cleanup later. But for right now, I don't want these lines in here as much. A little bit of it is fine because it'll still help me. Let's just delete what's on the outside there. There we go. It'll still help me identify where my changes are, but beyond that, I don't really want them very much. trying to decide what I'm going to do with this chunk here. Eventually, I'll probably go over this with some splotchy brushes. Actually, maybe I'll just show you what I mean now. Go here, we'll save that. I'm just gonna go back to Blender, and I'll apply this. Apply. Okay, not much of a change, but that's fine. I'll save. Alright, so let's go with a new layer. I'll leave it on 4K, it's fine. Texture. Okay. I'm gonna go to my brush settings. Go to texture, click new, close that, new, go to this show texture and texture tab, and then I'm going to open, go to my brush textures, please show me images, there we go, do something like that, let's pick like a purple, alright. I'll set this to anchored. What is this result it's going to give me? Interesting. Not sure why it's giving me black instead of transparent. Oh. Actually, I might have an idea about that. Let's do a texture mask. That's it. There we go. This is not the texture I want, though. This is more my style here. Okay. I'm going to go to our fall off. We're going to make it soft. I'm going to set the opacity way down, my brush size. Won't really matter because it's anchored right now, so it'll draw out depending on whatever I do here. But essentially, let's put this on multiply. Or do I want it on regular? See, if I do it on multiply, I lose color information, right? So maybe I'll do one layer on multiply and one on mix because I want that kind of purple color. Actually, gonna bring it up in value a little bit. And this is just a layer to kind of test it out. Bring it down. Put a strength all the way up. It's just to add some kind of textural information. Change the color too. Does Blender viewport still lag up from time to time when you texture paint using this add-on? It's an interesting question, Henry. Earlier when I started the stream, it actually was lagging a little bit, but I'm not 100% convinced it was Blender. So the answer to your question is yes, sometimes it still lags. That's just kind of the nature of the beast there. But no worse than it normally does. And in my experience, it usually lags most when you're using a big brush, or especially when you're using the soften brush here, because it's averaging so many pixels, right? And that's just a lot of calculations for it to try and do it once, no matter what kind of rig you're on, it's a lot. So right now, I'm just playing around with popping texture in here. Pick some colors and throw them around. I might put a red in here too. Come on. Oh, more red. Brighten it up. If I put that much of a red, it looks pretty irony, which is not what I want. Brown isn't terrible though. And to add some nice warmth to the recesses. Just adding a nice little depth of color there. And I'm not terribly worried right now. I'm not terribly worried right now that I still am going to paint over this a whole lot. Because this is just practice, man. I'm learning. It's all good. I don't think I'm going to push it any further than that, though. I just want some kind of textural detail. I may do another one, actually. Let's do one more layer. And this one I will... I'll apply some texture with some highlights instead. So I'll go to screen, pick a nice light blue. And let's just test it. Okay, screen is not the call. Try overlay. The overlay is not terrible. Bring it a little more that way. I don't hate that. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Tiny little bit more vibrancy to it. Do I like it or no? Let's see. Yes? Yes, and I can always change it later if I decide I don't. So. Let's just do a quick save. Do a little bit of brightness here. Oh my goodness. There we go. Facing ones here. A little bit down here. Just a little bit of color. All right. It's been an hour and a half. It's time to stand up, chat. Time to stand up and stretch me legs. I don't have legs. What do you mean? I have to recenter my lattice. Oh. Probably gonna go for about another half an hour, chat. I got some other business to attend to today, as pretty much always. Pardon me while I die a little bit. Thoughts, chat, constructive criticisms? Anybody have some suggestions? How do we feel about the level of detail? I feel like this area here is a little bit too busy. I should maybe simplify it. What do you think? I'm using my brain. I think it's just too much detail. Too many plane changes. I think I can convey the same thing with fewer plane changes. But boy, do I ever like that. I like the color variation and what it adds. If I just shut these off, it's like, okay, I can see the planes, but there's no textural detail. And now, Just a little bit even makes a huge difference. Dick Gray, are you still there? I'm kind of curious what everybody uses in terms of software. I think Julia, if you're still here, it's pretty clear you use Krita, and I definitely will use it at some point. I just gotta get my brushes in there, and I know they don't work correctly, but there's only like 2 brushes. I could probably remake them. I only use 2 brushes mainly. Scott, you're definitely not using MS Paint. ZBrush wizard. Go to Affinity Photo, After Effects. I want to learn Ace Sprite. I think I'm gonna pick it up and try it out. For pixel animation. I think that would be fun. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna save. And I'm going to try merging these down and see if I can get them into a single layer without it breaking everything. It's going to take a little bit longer this time because my images are 4K now. Nice. Still looks good. Didn't lose anything. Save. Try it again. Alright, let's save. I'm going to leave these 2 texture layers as they are. I'm not going to mess with them now. Just going to do a quick A/B chat. Let's see where we started and where we're at. Where we started, where we're at. I wonder actually, what is it going to do if I shade it smooth? Let's go to its vertex thing here and change this. Geometry data. Nope, normals. There we go. Let's just push this up to... Can I even get it to do that? No, that's fine. Probably there. There we go. Vishal, hey, this add-on looks pretty similar to I can't actually see that. YouTube is PSD layer, or it might be vice versa. I've never used PSD layer. Is that an add-on for, like, that's a Blender add-on? I tried a lot of different add-ons. I settled on Ucupaint because it always works and it's super simple. I never crashed anything. Most of the other like layer-based kind of add-ons I used were either like deprecated or they didn't do what I wanted them to do without crashing. So that's why I settled on Ucupaint. Because it just works every bloody time. Okay. Yeah, man, it's almost the same. Oh, wow. Cool, I'll have to check it out. I love Ucupaint. I love it. It's so good. I have 2 things I need to figure out, chat. I need to figure out this area here. I need to simplify it, I think. And I really want to sort this out. This is okay for now. I'll sit on this until next stream. Think about it. But maybe this here would be good to fix, and this here. So let's go back into texture paint mode. Select my object first. create a new layer. Actually, I'm going to do this under the texture so that the texture path stays there. We'll call this Refine 4. 4096 by 4096 is good. And then we're going to go back into Photoshop. I will reiterate again for chat that you can do this process in Krita and Clip Studio Paint. Just be advised that Clip Studio Paint will give you nasty white edges that you'll have to correct. So just keep that in mind. Close that old file. There we go. I'm going to select that, hide it. Now I can work within this space and not have to worry about it. So, I want to break up this shape, chat. Do a little cut in here. Too bright. Knock it back. An appropriate color here. I'm going to see how you map this texture in Blender. Like to the UVs? Is that what you mean? Because I was not paying particular attention to the UVs. I'm only doing this for practice. I'm not planning to export it. And I can't change the UVs now because they have paint on them. Okay, I'm not sure that I love this layer at all, so I'm just going to delete it, create a new one. There we go. I mapped this texture in Blender. Well, it's mapped to the UVs already. And I think I literally just split this rock in two. Like if let's go back to Blender. Let's go to UV editing. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's a screenshot of the 3D view, right? Yes. Yeah. So what Quick Edit does is it takes a screenshot and then uses texture projection to map it for you. So very simple UVs. They're not optimized at all. They're not rectified at all. They're just blobs that I can paint on because I'm only interested in practicing painting right now. But yeah, so basically it's going to grab a screenshot. Let's close this, delete that layer again. Actually, I can close this up because I changed the view. But yeah, so it's going to grab a screen grab, and then it's just going to use whatever I paint on there, and then it's going to project it based on where my camera is. And that'll be part of this layer. It's awesome. I love it. So it frees me up from the limitations of Blender. I can use all of the tools that are built into whatever my digital painting software is. I really wish it worked better with Clip Studio Paint because that's like my workflow is by far and away the fastest in Clip Studio Paint. But I've tried doing Quick Edit at different resolutions to see if I could get rid of the white border problem, but I just can't. So I think Arso was right in that it's baked down to a different, the way they treat their alpha channel is different, so you just get a white border and there's nothing you can do about it. So I would like to try it with Krita at some point. just to see how efficient it is. I know it works with Krita. I've tested it. But okay. Okay, so part of what I'm thinking is that these shapes are super regular. So I think I'm just gonna deal with that now. So let's go to quick edit. Turn Photoshop back on. Solid background. Create a new layer. There we go. Now, I want to break this shape up. We can't really. Can't really enjoy it being where it is. Because it does not look correct at all. I'm not really afraid to break it. Sometimes you gotta break it to fix it. See, it already looks better, just a tiny little bit broken up. It's crazy. Okay, maybe here too. Maybe we just make this darker. A little bit. Just a little bit, chat. Zoom out. How do we feel about that being darker? It's too pointy. Green moss patches will also look good. I can't speak today. I agree. I think they would look good on top, for sure. Be fun to do like a couple of variations. So I think one of them, I'll do exactly what you said. I'll probably put some green moss on top, because that would be fun to learn to paint. And then I think another one, I'll probably do like a version that's more like iron, like an ore for a video game or something. So I can punch up a bunch of the red in contrast to the blue, and play with that. I think that'd be fun. Okay, I don't mind this. See, I don't mind this at all. That's fine, where it is. Okay, just mellow out that edge a bit. Like that. Just zoom out and get a picture here. I just feel like this is much too regular. Like, this shape is too clean. So what if I try doing it like this? Oh, I'm trying to use Clip Studio Paint shortcuts here. In Clip Studio Paint, you can click on one spot, hit Shift, and click on another, and it'll draw a straight line. If the stream stays on YouTube, I'll try to do a follow along a PSD layer. Need to compare which one is better. Awesome. Yes, this all of my streams go straight to VOD afterwards, so it'll be there if you want to watch it. And if you find, like, Vishal, if you find something that's better with PSD layer, just let me know in a comment or something, and I'll definitely check it out. So I'm all about using tools that are useful, and I'm not particular to one or another. if it's useful for a certain task. Nope, not that. What am I gonna do with this dang thing? Well, you know what? Maybe what I do, I create a little high spot here. Make it look like this is projecting outwards. No, not that either. It can't just be that, right? Maybe it can. I don't know. I need an adult. Scoot, I need an adult. You still here? Help. What's happening? There we go. So far, very similar. Sweet. That's awesome. I'm also excited to see what the Blender dev team comes up with too when it's their time. I still look. Perfect. I need help. Do you think this shape is good on its own? I just feel like it's so like regular, you know? I don't really know. I feel stuck on it. I've been sitting on it for like a week and a half too, and I still don't know what to do with it. My brain. Anyway, I'd love your thoughts, opinions, your feedback. Add some more value here. Bring that in nice and dark. Flip. Just this big shape is what I'm thinking about, right? Here. Could break it up or just leave it. Might have stared at it too long. Learn for the next rock. Yeah, true. I think I'll leave it for right now. So basically I just added in this one extra chunk here, and that actually already makes it feel a lot better. Like if I take it out, put it back in. Just even breaking up that kind of teardrop shape feels like it made it, goodness gracious, made a big difference. I still want to simplify this out, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to make this one single piece that kind of tucks under instead of two. I mean, it's subjective, looks pretty good to me. Might need some breakup, like water dripping marks, moss, grass. Yep, agreed. And thank you. It's definitely coming along. The thing is, I kind of like this. I like the mass of this teardrop shape. And maybe you're right. Maybe I just need to go in and actually do some detail now. It could also be that there's this, like if I break this up now, it might look a lot better. So let's do that. I'll just do my sketch layer first. Let's see. Bring that in. Got some suggestions of shape here already. Okay. Oopsies. What's the story? Where does this rock exist? So my thinking was it's going to be kind of in a like Underdark kind of setting, if you're familiar with D&D, or like maybe just a cave. Like I don't think this would be, I don't know that this would be overworld rock per se. Let's hide that. Good. Okay, that's fine. It's going in the same kind of direction as that. Same thing here. I think I need to split this up here. Big, medium, small. Big, medium, small. Trying to use my brain. Trying being the operative word, chat. Make it really big. Yeah, so to answer your question, somewhere underground, basically. All right. That's definitely feeling better. We need to bring this down like this, though. I don't like that shape, so I'm going to change it. There we go. Let's bring that in. Darker color here. Definitely gives a feel to cold and dark. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I was going for. What's that shape? Not terrible. Not terrible. Clean up my edges here. Make decisions about that stuff later. I'm just gonna soften this out, make it easier to blend. Okay, that definitely feels better. Now, this looks like it should be the backside of this rock here, which means it needs to be a little bit lighter, like a smidge. 1 smidge. It's a very scientific measurement. Like, just to give it a little bit of bounce light in here. Maybe not over there so much. Alright, that means this here needs to be significantly darker. So let's put it halfway. Just gonna go right towards the edge there. Nice strong edge. We'll smudge that up. What's the purpose of the first layer? This layer, the black layer, or this layer here? Like this black one? I'll explain them all. So this black layer is just so that I don't have to stare at the super bright transparency background, because it makes my eyes sag. Another thing that's nice too is you can kind of change it, right? Like you can alter this to check different color moods, but I mean for right now I'm just gonna leave it black because I just wanna have a good kind of contrast. You can also, if you're used to like digital painting with like 30% gray or something in the background, you could do that to get a more accurate read on the value contrast. I just prefer to paint over black. This layer is the one that has come in from Blender. You don't really want to paint on this layer because it doesn't translate correctly. So you always want to make a third layer on top. So basically this one's just so I don't have to stare at that horrible bright background. This one is the one that comes in from Blender, and then this is the one in Paint on. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, that feels better in there. Just gonna tighten this up though, because right now it's making me sad. And I would like it to not do that. Understood immediately when I was bombarded by that ugly alpha layer. Yeah. My eyes! Wait, eye! My eye! My one eye. I'm not very good at the persona of a monolith. I just am a monolith. What's that? Okay, good. This is good. So I think what I'm gonna do here, just for a little bit of flavor and to learn a little bit, I'm going to use a soft brush to kind of paint in some ambient occlusion right in this corner. Okay, that side doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna go to brush, I'm gonna pick my most recent soft brush, make it much bigger. I'm gonna grab this nice dark color, put it at like 30% opacity. Actually, I think I'll make it even darker. Sorry if I bonked the microphone there, chat. Apologies for that. Let's just bring in some... How does that feel? I mean, it feels okay. See if we can blend this out a little better. Nice. Okay. The contrast in there is actually quite nice. So maybe, just to give a little bit more separation, we'll push some in here also. And see what we get. No harm in experimenting, right? That's definitely not the right color. This is the color I'm after. Okay. I need to make a better lasso selection here. So maybe I'll do it for this. No, I don't want that. I want that to be separated. Let's go here. And then I'm gonna bring this part out a lot, just so I have room to fade it. Hide it. Make my brush really big. What's going on? Don't know how I got on that layer. Like, why couldn't I see what's happening? Now we know, chat. Now we know. There we go. It's just providing a little bit more separation in there. I'm not worried that it's, like, really sharp-edged right now. It's the streams where you actually see what goes into making great art. Tutorial and time lapses mostly give disappointment. I agree. Time lapses are usually like, what did you just do there? Like, there was some very important thing you did at 5,000 times speed. I get it. But, you know, streams just aren't for everybody, I guess. Although I've been lucky enough to have people stopping by and lurking, which is amazing. I think that's great. Thanks all you lurkers out there. I love you. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Yeah, this rock has come a long way for sure. It's been a journey. I was gonna stop at 2 hours, but I'm gonna keep going for just a little bit longer, because now that I've kind of got that part figured out, I'm not feeling not feeling as overwhelmed about it, which is nice. So, let's go in here. Pull this all together. Let's save this and bring it into Blender before I forget. Nice. Okay, save. What's happening here? I forgot to take a screenshot beforehand. Dang it. I hate when I do that. This still just blows my mind every time that, like, this is the geometry. Shade it flat. Like, that's the geometry. I gotta figure what I'm doing here. Like, aside from, I think, okay, I think there needs to be another something there. Maybe. These are the kinds of things I'm gonna think about. That quick edit thing is a different add-on. You can teach me the process briefly. It's not actually a different add-on. And interestingly, I can teach you the process briefly, because I just released a video about it. It's like 3 minutes long. I will get you a link. Hold on a second. Here you go. There you go. So my most recent video is all about Quick Edit and how it works. So it's just baked into Blender, just part of Blender. No add-on, no anything. I'm using it with Ucupaint, but it works perfectly well with vanilla Blender. My guess, Vishal, is that if you're using a layering system in Blender, you'll need to create a new layer. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but every time I go to use Quick Edit in Photoshop or whatever the program you're using, I always create a new layer in my stack first and set it to the same resolution as the screenshot I'm going to be grabbing. So if I want to, let's say for example, just to show you what I mean, in whatever thing you're using, like PSD layer, you can create a new layer. I'll just call this one test because I'm going to delete it immediately afterwards. Then I'll go here. Let's change this back to stroke, or space rather. I'm going to get rid of the texture. There we go. Okay, so I've just created this. I made it 4K, so I'm going to go down to Quick Edit, the external here. Go to Quick Edit. Let me turn on Photoshop here. Okay, so just like normal, I'm going to, whoops, I don't want a gradient. I'm going to create myself a solid color so I don't have to stare at that very bright screen. I'm going to create a new layer on top. Remember, you don't want to paint on the layer you imported. And give me 3 minutes, I'll be back. Okay. I shall explain anyway. So I've created a new layer in Blender in my layer stack, and that's what this layer is going to replace. So now I can go draw all over this. Make a big smiley face. Hi. Delete these. I'm going to save it. Go back over to Blender. Hit apply. And boom. There you go. There it is. So yeah, just built in. So yeah, you can see the other half of the rock has seen some neglect. But that's because I'm trying to learn. This is me learning. I'm not trying to make a finished product right now. I'm practicing, figuring out what my workflow is. I think the better practice when I know what I'm doing will be to work slowly all over the rock, right? To try to block it all out, bring it all up together, keep it all at the same level of quality. But because I'm just learning right now, I'm okay with just taking one spot, like pretty much to a finish, so that I can learn how I do that and then apply it to the rest of the model. But I'm quite happy with that particular edit there. The overall kind of balance of shapes. I think I'm happy with this long stretch because it gives your eye a place to rest, which is really important. But this kind of really chunky bottom part, maybe being split up like this isn't great. So, yeah. Something to think about for next time. I'm not sure about this like plated bit in the middle either. But we'll try and figure it out for next time. Got a couple days until the next stream. But yeah, brush assets coming soon. Super excited about that. They're going to have their own version of the layered texture painting, like a modern texture painting suite. I think they said 4th quarter this year. I don't know. They said later this year. So I'm excited for that. I doubt it'll be as good as Ucupaint to start, but they'll get there, I think. Alright, chat. I'm going to start wrapping it up for today. Let's see the progress we made, though. I think we did pretty much all of that. Let's do one layer at a time. Yep. So this added a lot more volume to the bottom of the rocks and kind of sorted out the shapes there, which is nice. We just did some slight more refining to the overall shape here. And then this is just 2 texture passes. One is a light color on top, and then one is just to add some kind of textural variety to the rock. So I think this is the third. Is this the third or the fourth live stream on the rock? I think it's the third. But I mean, it's time consuming because I'm trying to learn how to break out these forms and make them look like a rock. Like the general process of breaking out forms is I'm more or less comfortable with, but making it look like a rock and making the kind of shapes make sense takes a lot of brain power from me right now. I really enjoy it though. It's great to have a couple of hours a week to practice and hang out, so. But I think we're going to wrap it up for today. I will be back Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time to paint some more of this rock and make some more progress. But thanks for everybody coming out, hanging out with me, as always. It was a great time. And I'll catch you guys on Thursday. Deuces.